My name is Adama Miracle, and I am a marketing strategist and a community manager. I said on the flyer. I hope everybody's hearing me. I hope my voice is audible enough. So basically, today I'm here to talk
Yes,
about,
yes, it is.
all right, how to grow your business using content marketing. But we cannot really discuss it without actually stating what content marketing in a context is. So, content marketing is a strategic marketing approach of creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content to attract or acquire a defined set of audience. So basically, what this is trying to say is that content marketing is an approach of creating different content, not aimed at selling a product. The aim is not at selling a product. The aim is actually educating people on different with different approaches actually. This in turn attracts people that need I'm going to come down to examples, but this actually gets your potential customers because it draws the attention of your potential customers, but drawing them in, the strategy you're using to draw them in is not like the traditional product marketing system. Is more or less like, it's basically, sorry, are you guys hearing me? I'm hearing cracking sounds. So hello, can you guys hear me? So yeah, basically
I think
it's a way.
it's
And hello, why is this cracking? So when people are asking questions and looking for information, for example, on Google, using search engines like Google, you want your content to be at the top of search results. So actually, when you answer questions or you make these posts, you create those contents, it attracts people that are asking questions about such products. For example, when someone wants to buy laptops and they go on Google to ask, what kind of laptops can I buy? And then you as a content let me use the word content marketer, you've made a post describing laptops, right? So those posts that you made, if it makes it to the top search of those engines and the person reads the clear post, blog, ebook, whatever content it is that you made describing laptops, it actually gets the person to buy from you because they feel you have more knowledge or a clear, broad knowledge of what it is that they need. So this is what content marketing kind of it's about. I'm just giving a broad view of explanation so you guys will understand. And it's also aimed at building an interested and engaged audience. Your content is only as valuable as its ability to attract audience members and compel them to engage with your business on an ongoing basis. For example, there's this guy, I've forgotten the name, but he creates content like explaining different kind of phones and how they work. He explains their cameras, he's just doing it as a normal post. So on normal days when you are bored, you are stressed, you want to know about phones, you check his timeline and he gives you an explanation of how this phone works from how the other phone works. Now it makes it very understandable for you as a person to understand how it works, like how this phone works and how that phone works. So with this, you keep growing your business community, right? It makes it very easy for you as a person to grow the interested audience that needs your product, but not making it seem like you are actually marketing it to them. So basically, that's what content marketing it's all about. And like I mentioned, answering your audience question is a key way to be at the top of search results, be it on Facebook, be it on TikTok, be it on YouTube's. When you answer questions of what people are asking more, it actually grows your community, it grows your business community, it grows whatever it is you are, because people feel like, okay, you have the answer to what they are looking for. They are very interested in what you do. They keep telling others that, okay, this person, he has the content of whatever it is you are looking for, the particular niche you carve for yourself. Yes, it makes whoever it is that is listening, whoever it is that is watching you, whoever it is that is reading your post, it actually makes them to understand better whatever it is that you are kind of explaining better for them. So, how marketers find success with content marketing? Why you may be like nodding your head, like at this point I'm thinking, yes, this is something I want to do. You certainly shouldn't adopt content marketing because it's one of the things to do. Content marketing takes a lot of work, persistence and patience. It's really not for everyone. It's not for everyone. If you don't have patience, if you are not calm, if you are not understanding, content marketing is definitely not for you, because it's something you have to be very, very consistent in. You might not start seeing the results immediately. It doesn't come immediately. It takes time, because this is, we are talking about a defined audience here. We're not talking about just everyone who just says things and then leaves. No. When I started ApexView, for example, I'm going to give an example. My community, ApexView, is a community for small business owners. When I first started it, I tried, my niche was people that wanted to learn a skill. So it was during the lockdown, so we got them. And as things were going, we were teaching them. Some people, because it was free, they were not taking it serious. A lot of people, they took it serious, and some even started baking during the lockdown. Some started graphic designs. A lot of people, they got interested in what was happening, and they kept telling their friends. They kept coming in. But then, these were people that cannot pay for their skills. They prefer you giving it to them for free all the time. So I almost got frustrated at some points, because I was thinking, like, this is not what we are saying, because I can't be burning my data. I can't be kind of taking away my actual time, my energy, teaching you something, and I tell you to pay for this, pay for that, and you are like, no, you're not going to pay for it. I attracted a lot of, would I say, wrong audience. These are people that can talk about whatever it is, whatever class it is that is being advertised on their page, yes, but they cannot actually pay for any skill, to acquire any skill. They just prefer to get it for free. And you know what happens when you get things for free? Sometimes you don't take it serious. So it kept going. I was very, very I was very kind of very discouraged at some point. I'm like, this content thing is not going through for me. I'll stay up for days creating amazing contents that will actually help people to grow, and they're not taking it serious. So I had to go out of my way, meet better people. I wouldn't say the ones I had were not better, but I had to map out a strategy. I had to sit down and like ask myself, who do I want to attract? Why do I want to attract them? Is this about me or is this about them? Am I really giving people what they need, or I'm giving them what I feel like they need? So I took a poll question. I asked them, what were the things you would like to learn here on Apexville community? And they were like, they listed a whole lot of skills they would like to learn. And I saw what it was that they were looking for, But I knew that most of them, if you organize classes, you won't see them again because you fixed a fee to it. So I went out of my way. I started grading on my own personal walls. I started engaging on other people that do similar things that I want to do. I started engaging on their walls. I started joining other business community groups on Facebook. And with time, I was able to attract people of like minds, people that wanted to learn, people that were willing to pay for whatever it is I had to offer. So I felt like, okay, with time, persistence, it took me almost 2 years before I actually started gaining reasonable amount of engagement, both on my personal brand and my business community. But then it was because I said to myself, like, no, I needed a strategy. Doing just everything is not going to work. It's not going to work that you sit down and like you keep creating content without a niche, just keep doing what you feel people want. You do not create a define if you don't create a defined strategy for yourself, it's going to mess things up if you look at it in the wrong run. So you have to get a paper, get your phone, get your notepad, write down a strategy. Like, how do I want things to go? What do I want? Who do I want this content to reach out to? For what purpose am I creating this? That's when growth starts coming in. That's when you start thinking like, okay, this, okay, that, I have to put in this, I have to put in that, I have to remove this, I have to put in this. So that is basically one of the so the main point of how to actually start this content marketing with a defined strategy is actually having a strategy. When you don't have a strategy, you're not going anywhere. And the second one is set your mission and your goals. To grow anything, to grow anything, be it your business, be it any community you are setting up, be it your business community, any community at all, aside from strategies, you have to set your mission and your own personal goals. We all know what goals mean, we all know what mission means. One thing about stating your mission and your goals is that it helps you tick out. Like, once you list out your strategy, you're done with that, how to go about it. You also set out which goals you will use those strategies on. They work hand in hand. Do you understand? So you have to set out which goals am I looking at. So once you do this, I'll use an example. When it came to Apex U community, I had to ask myself, what are my goals? So this year I set a goal. We were at 1.5k viewer members, and I thought to myself, set a goal before December, what you want, where you want to be by December, like how many members you want. And I said to myself, I wanted 10,000 members, and currently I'm on 7.2 members. So I how I did it was just setting out my goals, setting out my mission, what I want, working towards it, taking out if every day I tell myself I want 10 people to join. So what do I do? What do I do for these 10 people to join? Already my goal is getting 10 people to join. That's my mission for the day. I want to empower, I want someone to read this and get empowered, right? So, and I also want these people that read and get empowered, sorry, I want them to join 10, 20, 50 people to the group today. My strategy that I use, that I've set aside, I imply it, and boom, that's what gets people going. Like, that's what gets your community going, that's what keeps people coming, and a whole lot. So number three is know your audience. This is very, 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 very important. You might be creating good content, amazing content, but you have the wrong audience. There are people on Facebook, for example, they create content for the wrong audience. You see them creating amazing content, but the turn up is low. That is because you are talking to the wrong people. You don't stay at a place and wait for your audience to come. It doesn't happen all the time. I remember someone saying that how he was able to grow his engagements and all of that was that an influencer told him that no, this is not how you do it. You don't stay at a place creating amazing things and then nothing. You don't go out of your way to reach out to people that you feel needs what it is that you want, which is very wrong. You have to reach out to other communities. You have to reach out to other people, those influencers that have your type of audience. Reach out to them. You don't really have to go to their DMs and be like, okay, I want to collaborate with you. No, you can start from little things because those ones they cost money. If you have money, you want to grow whatever it is, you want to grow your community, you want to grow your business community, you want to grow your timeline, you want to grow anything, you can actually use, you want to grow your WhatsApp community and all of that. That's okay. You want to collaborate with them, that's fine. But you don't go to someone that has an audience of people that they don't buy digital, they don't even know what digital products are. You go to them and then you pay, and then you sit back and you're like, this thing is not working. No, 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 no. You have to define your audience. What is it I have? Which kind of people will need this? Are they from 18 to 30 years old? Are they working class people? What do they do? How do they think? Is it more of male or is it more of female? What's their religion? You have to detail down all these little things, and then you now see like, okay, where do I reach out to them? How do I meet them? How do I present myself to get to attract these people? Because without the right audience, you cannot grow anything. It will just be there. When I was growing my community, even my personal brand, it was really tough, like I told you guys at some point. It got really, really tough because I was just constantly creating the right stuff, but the right people were not there, and I did not know how to reach out to them. But with time, I started to see a lot of people that we are not syncing with what I was doing, and I started to send friend requests to people that I knew they were into what I was doing. So which made it very easy to grow my community. I remember then I would host there is this show we usually host on Sundays, and then I'll be asking questions business related, and a lot of people they won't be answering it. And then I'll ask them like, why are you not answering these questions? You know, they don't even reply you. But if you host this particular other show that you share airtime, a lot of them will turn up. I'm like, where are you guys? I'm asking you again, like, where are you guys? You are not in the other show where that had to do with business. Why are you now here? And they will tell me not everybody is into business now. Some of us are here to catch cruise. I'm like, what? So this is what has been going down. Like, this is what has been going on. I had the wrong audience. They had no interest in business. They had zero interest to learn a skill. They had 0.00 interest in anything that is going on in the group except giveaways. I was like, no, I have to take steps back. Hello? Hello? There was a glitch. All right. So I had to take steps back. I had to keep on reaching to the right people, removing some of these people that their thoughts were not sinking in line with what was going on in the group. So, and that was how I was able to grow my community as followers, and that was also how I was able to grow my business community. How that was even how I even got customers for my personal brand, and that was how my personal my community, Apexville, kept growing even up till now. I attracted the right people, and like I said, how to find them is not really difficult. You have to remove your mind, no matter how big you think the correct community you have is, be it your timeline, be it as however you gathered them. You have to make sure they are the right ones. If they're not the right ones, it's fine. Leave them. You don't have to remove them um um or anything. I'm kind of contradicting myself, right? I said sieve them, but I'm still saying leave them. What I mean by leave them is don't put your mind like these ones, they are what I need. No. Tell yourself that you are starting from the beginning. You are looking for, they themselves, they will either join what you're doing, they will get interested in what you're doing, or they will silently remove themselves. But in your mind, don't like recognize them as your target audience. No. Start from looking out for people that are into what you do, that needs what you do. They are your right audience. Know how to communicate with them, know how to present yourself, and then boom, you are growing your community. So that's basically that for that. So number 4 is assess your current position as a person. You have to assess your current position. What are your qualifications? If these people come to you, will you give what you're promising? Will you give what they feel they can find somewhere else? Is your current community, does it have what it takes to give these people when they come? You understand? Are your contents up to the standard you feel these people need? So these things, and they are very important, because you don't tell a person I can't do it and then you can't. So you have to upgrade yourself daily. Learn new things about your field daily. Learn great things about your field daily. Constantly try to improve yourself, because it's going to help. And the next one is decide on your content niche. This is very, very, very important. You don't just do everything at once. What does your community offer? What does your community offer? You understand? Because you can't, is it educational? Is it entertaining? For example, if I post memes, be it on my community, be it on my timeline, my audience, they don't really relate to that. They just leave the post bare, whatever it is, because it is not their kind of content. So you don't post everything. Some of the pillars of content, they are interrelated, right? But it's not all of them. You have to pick out a particular niche of yours that works for you. If you're starting, you can dabble between whatever, try to find out the one that fits you best. But if you want to go far, if you want to grow, that's the word. If you want to grow, you have to spot a niche and stick to it, because it is niche people used to know you. There are people that have grown their community by being funny, humor. The people they attracted to themselves are people that like those kind of content, right? But if your community is made up of educating content, you stick to that. Whenever you start going, like bringing in new whatever it is, the growth goes down, because the people you got, what you're now marketing to them rather, is not what they came for. So basically they will exit themselves or show themselves the door. I hope we are understanding so far. So very important as a content, in content marketing rather, you make sure you create a content calendar. No matter how smart you are, no matter how defined your niche is, no matter whatever it is you do in all you do, it is very, very important you have a calendar. Calendar helps you, like, there is never a semester or a term in schooling that you don't have scheme of work or you don't have course outlines. That is basically how things work. I grew Apex View community. I tell them next week we're going to be talking about this. We're going to be talking about that, and they just get very ready. Like she said, we're going. She said we're going to be talking about this, and I tell them invite people, share this post. We are going to be talking about this. Personally, I've prepared it ahead of time in my calendar. I've noted it down. This is what I'm going to be doing next week. This is what I'm going to be treating. You can create weekly calendars, you can create daily calendars, you can create monthly calendars. I prefer monthly calendars, it's more defined. It helps you a whole lot to grow whatever it is you want to as a community, because a calendar is just there to guide you. You don't just wake up and now you start saying anything. To actually define your niche, you need a calendar. It guides you, it keeps you very stable to understand what you are doing, and it's very, very important in guiding you in all you're doing, and even guiding your audience. Like going in an orderly line, both for you and your audience and your community too. So it's very, very important that as a content marketer, you strategically create a calendar, because it's going to be helping you with consistency. Because without consistency, you slack, and slacking, people have millions of ways to get the information they need. And once you slack again, you keep slacking, poof, they go somewhere else. But once you have a calendar, you are guided, you know what you're doing. It helps to keep you in check, helps your niche, helps you with consistency. It's clear, it's defined, and it helps both your audience, because it's an objective way of driving a profitable customer action to get whatever it is you need or you want from your audience. So these and more, I don't know, do you ask questions? In case there are questions. We're almost 30 minutes into this. All right, so let me keep going. So content marketing includes things like educational articles. In case you're asking for examples, it includes educational articles, ebooks, videos, entertainment, and this webinar is is also a form of content marketing. In case you don't know, this webinar is a form of content marketing because it answers questions that people are asking. That is just the aim of content marketing. It answers questions that people are asking. People are asking how to grow their community, right? And I'm answering it now. Hello? Yeah.
Yeah, you were asking
Yes,
like if they have any question. So the thing is, they
yes.
were muted before. So now I've unmuted them. For anyone that wants to ask question, they can just unmute themselves from their own end, then ask their question. So when they are done, they can mute their mic back. So you
All
are
right.
unmuted, so you have to unmute yourself now from your own end. Like, you have a question.
All right. So he
Please off your background music.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
hello.
All right, I'm Nemeka as well.
Please, anyone with background music should off it. Or the person should mute his mic.
I think it's from Mr. Isaiah.
All right.
Uh, okay, thank you so much for what you've shared so far. Now you're speaking about community
Welcome.
building. I just have a question because I've
Yeah.
been thinking of how to build a community Facebook group most especially. So how
All
do
right.
how do one start? Let's just say you are starting from zero. And of course, my own audience is students for now. Students. So how do
All
one
right.
start in sourcing or looking for where to go and get the student? Like, do they use ads? Do they go to groups? Do they go and add? Just like, of course, sourcing for them. That's what I just need to know. Where do you go and find them?
Oh,
How do you go about it?
all right. All right. So I'm going to answer your question with an example of how I started mine. You just have to look out for opportunities because I actually use an influencer for my starting point. I presented a good offer for people by telling them come and learn the skills. So you are saying it's for students. Look for a solution your group offers, and then look for people you feel has these people. For example, you said students. I don't know if they're university students or if they are um secondary school, fresh out of secondary school students, because I would say
Both
jam groups.
secondary and freshers.
Yeah.
Secondary school till graduate, like senior
Okay,
secondary till
second.
graduate.
Okay, I would say jam groups are a good way, good places to start. There are many university groups on Facebook. They don't ask you if you are part of the university before you get to join them, right? So you start from there. You go to the comment section. You drop a good copy of what your group needs to offer to them. I don't know if you're understanding me. There are different groups. There are Unizik groups, there are Uniben, there are JAM groups. They are looking for job opportunities, they are looking for a lot of things. So they are good places to start from. You go there, you post what your group has to offer to them, you add the link to your group. From there, they get to join your group. So that's basically one place to start. If you're starting from zero, that is when I'm going to advise you create the group first. Start talking about it on your timeline, and then move over to joining these groups, jam groups, university groups, freshly graduated, graduation. I think there are graduation events, audio rooms set up now. I think I've seen something like that. So places like this, just go there, drop a good copy of what your group has to offer to them. Once they see it, definitely they will join, and is your content that now sustains them. So I hope that answers your question, Emeka also, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So does anyone else has a question before I go on? I'll take that as a no. So I'm going to continue from where I stopped. I can continue, right?
Yes.
All right. So let's go on.
I think Sophia wanted to say
Yeah.
something. Sophia, if you're ma, I think she wanted to say something.
Okay.
Hello, if you're
Can we
ma.
hear you?
Once you don't want to say anything, she asked if she could go on, and I said yes.
All right. So let me go on. So there are different kinds of content marketing, in the sense that it can be educational articles, it can be ebooks, entertainment, and it can be webinars. I talked about that. Now, once you find something you know your audience most relate to, you stick to it. In my community, they relate well, very, very well to infographics. They relate well to short write-ups that straight to the point. They don't read really long posts, and I saw that, so I just stuck to that. You don't force people to do something, these kind of people I have here, they don't do, they don't listen to, or they don't really relate to. If you keep forcing these things on them, they might just go to somewhere they relate to better. So if it is short articles, can be very straight to the point, can make them understand whatever it is, please stick to it. If it's videos, then stick to videos. If it is educational articles, ebooks, then please keep creating those things, that these people, this is what they consume. So basically, that's for examples that I have to give you guys. So hopefully these examples make it clear that content marketing is not about brands, your products or services. It's about your audience. What do they care about? It's not about you. It has nothing to do with you. It's about you. This audience you're attracting. What do they need? Find out what they need and deliver it to them. And they keep telling people of their likes, of their kind, people they are talking with, people they have on their list. That is what they keep telling them, and you keep drawing people of that same like minds. Those are the people you will keep attracting. Those are the people you will keep for a long time. Those are the people that will be around you, and that's how your community grow. Because once it shifts from that pattern, then there's a little bit of a problem. But as far as it's on that steady pattern, growth is well assured. With persistence, with consistency, definitely your growth is well assured. I hope at this point we're still following. All right, so let me go on. So once you have an addressable audience, your content efforts would actually pay off, be it in sales, be it in digital products you're selling, be it in normal products you are selling. It will definitely yield a lot of results because they are relating to whatever articles you are putting out, to whatever content you are marketing to them on a daily. They are understanding it. So whatever it is you put out to them, definitely it's going to get to them. They are going to buy it. They are going to tell people about it. And that's how you reach out to them, because it activates your ardent followers as your brand advocates. What this means is that if your community, even if it's just five people that are very consistent, keeping up with you, like telling people about that community, it means a lot. It means a lot because, like I said, they are going to attract people that are like minds to them. For example, there are people that has been on Apex View, my community. They've been there since the day it started. They were the right audience. Very, very few of them. But they made themselves, they took the community as their own brand. And they were very ardent preachers and followers of the group. They tell people, come and join Apex Vilo. Sometimes I'm here and people will call me and be like, okay, I saw your number and my friend said there is this upcoming class. Please, I would like to join. What is it about? She has explained, but I would like you to explain more. This way your audience keeps drawing in. And you have to kind of position yourself when you see all these what do you need posts, what do you want post, go there, tell people I have a community that does this for so. Those are kind of ways that my community actually grew. You go to all these posts, you tell them I have a community that helps small business owners to do this, do that. I have a community that, like the person asked, I have a community that helps students. For example, I'm stating an example that helps students to earn by the side while schooling without disturbance. People will flow because it's generating a lot of traffic. So the point of this is that where you find your followers or where you find these people, those posts are actually part of it. Go there, drop the link to your community and watch as audience and the right kind of people, because they see it, they want it, they join. It's actually as simple as that. Where you find them, like I said, influencers, because I remember a certain influencer said about five influencers, top influencers right now, were made from her wall. So you have to learn how to drop reasonable comments. People follow you and then they also get into your community. If it's a group you want to grow, for example, as a community, always make sure that what you create on your own personal profile will land people to your community in the long run. Understand? So whatever it is you are stating, as you're commenting on people's pages, people are checking out your profile. As they're checking out your profile, they are seeing the link to your group. As they're seeing the link to your group, not just the link to your group, they are also seeing what it is you do in your group. So it actually helps. And also, when it comes to content marketing, reviews and feedback do a very good job. So whatever good thing it is you feel or feedbacks that your community so far has, always make sure you put it out. Always make sure you put it out everywhere, your WhatsApp, make people share it on people's comments. Like, not really people's comments will be like spamming, it will be spamming, right? But then there's a way you do it and it looks very mature. It doesn't look like you're trying to advertise whatever it is. But you have to be very watchful when it comes to comments, though. You can do it on groups, but not on people's personal profiles. So you can actually drop these feedbacks on your profile. It leads people to the post. Always comment good things, strategic things. Sorry, who wants to talk? All right. So always make sure you drop sensible comments, strategic comments, comments that will lead people to check you out. And once they check you out, they'll see your community and they will definitely join. Are we following so far? I believe we are. So
Uh,
basically,
yes. Okay,
We
there
are
is a
following.
question for you.
yeah.
Okay, I got this question from someone, and the person is in Lagos, so he's currently inside the bus. So, this stuff is showing someone is speaking.
I'm not hearing you.
Annie Upana or what? We can't hear you, but it's showing that you are speaking. I don't know. Probably you'll be. Can you hear me?
I can
Hello?
hear you now.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Upana,
I'm
are you
here.
speaking? Because, okay, fine. Someone asks a question now. The person is in Lagos traffic, so he can't talk. So he sent me the question through WhatsApp. The question is, how, aside from growing your community, which is your group, like how do you build an
Yeah.
authority on your personal page?
All right. All right.
Okay, you get the question right.
Yeah, I got the question. He said, how do you put an authority on your personal page?
Yes.
All right. So it's a bit interrelated to actually, interrelated to communities. Thank you for the question. Thank you for the question. Now, to answer your question, building an authority on your page has to do with your audience first. What kind of audience do you have? What kind of things do they like? But when it comes to your page, you have to present yourself, present whatever content it is you have. Make sure it's educational. It has to be You have to state out things like what you need, people you want around your page, right? So that's one of the first ways. When I said it was interrelated to communities too, when you see these popular groups, for example, let's say you're a chef and you want to grow your personal page, you should make sure you are joining all these top groups, and then make good posts, make educative posts. If it gets approved, people will definitely follow you from there. They will add you up from there, and from adding you up from there, you build a relationship with them. They will always love to point out. It should be educating these people that came to you from those groups, from those communities. Those are one of the ways to kind of build an authority. Would I say yes? It kind of helps you build an authority on your personal page. So those are one of the few ways. And it also has to do with the kind of comments you are dropping on different pages, on different influencers, because these influencers, you should know the kind of influencers you are going for. You know the kind of contents you are pushing out, so you know the kind of influencers that fit into that role more. So you drop comments there, comments that will make people check you out and kind of follow you. So I've seen a lot of comments. People are like, I'm a fan of yours, I followed you from this person's wall. It happens. When it comes to your page, set your own rules. You don't want curse words. Don't, like, you set that boundary. People should not like do this, do that. It helps you define your audience. So, and growing your personal page takes a lot of time to grow. It takes a lot of time, it takes consistency, it takes extra patience. If patience to grow ordinary group is one, going your personal page is like 10. Sometimes you feel frustrated, shadow ban, a whole lot of things, but then you keep going at the pace you're going. Keep making sure, because I've seen a lot of influencers do it. Once they come to all these popular groups, they drop amazing content, and boom, everybody in that group follows them. Even Machioma, recently she has been dropping a lot of posts on groups. She knows what she's doing. That is because she wants to attract more people to her personal page. So that is it. Define your content, define your strategy, define the kind of people you need, define the kind of community you need to bring these people from, and then keep creating your content and watch them engage. I hope I answered the person's question. Hello. I hope I answered the person's question.
Yes, you answered the question. Yes, I believe you've answered the question.
All right. So, does anyone else have a question to ask?
Yes, I have a question to ask. You just mentioned shadow ban.
Sure.
Can you please
Let me
come
hear
out
it.
on? Yes, you just mentioned shadow ban on Facebook. Can you just explain what
Okay.
that could?
Um, Shadow ban
You don't.
is when the algorithm does not push your post to people. It happens a lot. Now, one of the reasons might be because they feel your content is not, people don't want to see it because people don't engage on it. So the algorithm does not push it on people's home pages. One of the things that causes it is extra, it's not extra, I meant to say, when you get a lot of Facebook bans, sometimes they just dash you small shadow ban. You understand? Just give you shadow ban. People don't no longer see your posts. That is the word. People no longer see your post unless they have to search for you. That's shadow ban. One of the things that causes it is, for example, you are not rating. Sometimes it happens when you are not really rating anything. You're just there and everything. And the second one that causes it, that's the main issue, is if you get a lot of Facebook bans, then you're going to be shadow banned for a while, because Facebook feels that your content are harmful, your content, people don't want to see it. Or because if you are banned on Facebook for using curse words, like break your head, do the violent stuff. Facebook feels that's the kind of content you get, so they don't push it to other people. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, you did. That's pretty much clearer.
Thank you. All right. Does anyone else have any question? We have like 6 minutes left.
All
7.
right, I have a question in what you were talking about, rain, like turning the
Yeah.
people in your community
Um,
to push it. Yeah,
Yeah.
hello. Can you hear me?
Emma, come on. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so my question is, when do you start um, creating such, like how do you do it that the people that are part of your community, because I'm in some community and I noticed that everybody posts, even the person that owns the community posts once in a while. But no, looking at the previous question I asked you, starting from
Yeah.
scratch, not necessarily from scratch, but do you start letting them post as early as possible, or is there a way you can do it at such form of engagement?
Wait, can you come again? Because your voice was cracking.
Okay, I'm saying you mentioned in this
Yeah.
last part when you were in things about some of your community members being the ones that push even the group than you. So I'm
Okay.
saying,
Okay. Yeah.
when do we start opening up for that kind of content and so on? Is it from the beginning, or is there, like, are there tips to ensure that such things are built? Some just decide to be the ones posting. Well, so how do we go about it?
Okay. So let me understand your question now. You are talking about those members, early members that join. When do they start inviting people? Am I correct? When do you
Not
start telling them to invite people or something?
not invitation, like
Okay.
like being part
Yeah.
of the group in a way where they also post similar content. I think you mentioned it when you were saying something about your group. So I'm saying,
Hello.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Now I can hear
Ada,
you.
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Joseph.
Ada? So I
Yeah.
think what he's asking is this. He's asking like I
Yeah, I
think
can
two
hear you.
questions here. Now, when you've created your community and you started kind
Yeah.
of putting out content, so how do you get
Yeah.
your members to start recommending you? One. Then the second one is, how do you also get the members to start creating content on the platform? Like, so that you won't be the only
Oh,
one creating content on the community. Emeka, I
all
guess
right.
I made your question detailed better, right?
Yes, that's it. Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to explain with an example. It took me 6 months to actually get someone else to start posting on Apex View. I'm being very serious. It took me 6 months, 6 whole months to actually get someone else that made a post apart from me. So don't have kind of put your expectations that you start getting people immediately. There are communities people great and the growth is very, very fast. You understand? Sometimes it's not steady. Within a few time, the group will just fizzle away, right? Those ones, they do giveaways, they do all these things, so people create things by themselves. But if you want to create a stable community, keep grading. Even if someone else is not really grading, just keep grading with time, consistency, persisting. You will draw like minds that are thinking as you are, and they will start giving out the same or similar content like you to them. Now these group members, that you are dishing out these contents to, they are the ones that will kind of take words about the group to their own personal timeline, right? There are days I sit down and I see people post on their walls or something, join effective community because it does this, it does that, is attracting people. You don't know who is coming in. And with time, you can actually attract either a professional or someone that's in similar field as you are to start creating content. You understand? Because you have to be very careful. It depends on the kind of group you are creating. My kind of group, kind of stealing people's work, it's very, very natural. So when you're at your starting point, it might take 6 months, it might take 3 months, it might take 2 months to actually get people with the original kind of idea that you have. You understand? So it's not something you have to be kind of keep building your brain over, like, why am I the only person getting all these things? They're always hailing me because those days, I'll create content. These people, they'll be like, I love this, I love it. I'll be begging them, go come and create this thing, come and do that. But it does not really happen until sometime people started joining and then they started sharing their own things. But then you can also collaborate. You understand? For example, I am talking on this webinar because Joseph invited me, right? So you can also collaborate. If things are not really going as smooth as you feel they are, you've not attracted people, you feel you've created content to a point where different voice needs to speak to these people aside you, then you go out to collaborate. So it does not take as long as I did with your consistency, right? You can actually collaborate with someone else that will talk to these people, but make sure the person is in line with your brand language. You understand? That's a different topic altogether. But then make sure the person understands what your group is like, understand how things work in your community, and it will help. It's help. So basically, one rule is keep creating, create your content calendar, map out your strategies. They will come, they will definitely come. They would, as you keep talking about using all this stuff I told you earlier on, definitely these people will come to you. So as they are coming, if you feel they don't, if you give yourself time and they don't really come, you don't see people that post aside you, or you see spam posts that are not really related to all this juju nonsense stuff that are not really related to what you do, then you ask for collaboration. Look for people that understand you're a startup, that you don't really need to pay, and definitely they will come into what you do. So I hope that answered your question.
Okay, thank you.
Am I alone? Hello, Emeka. Did you answer your question? If you're still confused on whatever I said, you can ask me and I'll answer.
Okay, I actually said yes, you did. I didn't know that I did go through. Can you hear me?
Okay, okay. Yeah, I can hear you. So I hope it was well explained for you to understand.
Yes, yes. I just so that you know that I do. What you're saying is I actually have to be patient if they don't engage as early
Yes,
as I
yes,
thought they should. Yeah, and
yes,
if
yes.
possible,
Even if
I
they
get
don't.
collaborations too.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. I believe our 1 hour is well spent. Is Joseph still with
Um,
us? All right.
I,
Hello. Hello.
yes, yes, yes. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Okay, so
can
I
hear
changed
you.
my display name, right? Okay. I have a suggestion or an opinion.
Okay. We are waiting.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Are you still with us?
Okay, I don't know. My network went off. So I have an opinion in regards to Emeka's question, where
All right.
he was asking about how do you get these people to start recommending your brand, and how do you
Yes.
get people to start creating content on your platform. I think
Yes.
one thing is this: for people to start creating content on your platform, it's not that they really do not want to create content on your platform. As you are looking into growing your own personal brand, these people that are also creating content on your platform, they also want to gain from you. So basically, the real fact that we do not want to tell ourselves is that nobody wants to create content on it. Nobody wants to create content on a platform with 10 members. I believe you yourself now, as you are looking forward to attracting more people to yourself, you will not create content on a platform with 10 members. You're looking for platforms that have 5,000 members, 10,000 members, and not only 5,000 members, but these members, they are engaging. Like you are searching and scouting for platforms that, oh, this platform has 300 engagement on. You're like, okay, this group now it has a lot of engagement. Then it will be a good fit for me to attract people to my own personal timeline and also to my own personal community. Now, if this is how you select the groups you create content into, definitely people that are in your group also, that is also their own determining factors for creating content. So when you are still at 10 members, it will be hard for you to see people that will put content. 200 members, it will be hard for you to see people that will put content. So I think that there is an act to it. If you are starting out afresh and you want to create content, you don't want them to wait until you are 5,000 members before they start creating content. I think there's an act to it. And the act deals with probably, let me say, a pre-launch strategy. Like, let's assume now you want to create a community now, and when you want to create your community, let's say as you don't just like, okay, the idea to your head, then like, let me create a community. Then you just open your Facebook, you create a group instantly. I think you need to map out a strategy before you create your community. That is a strategy. You need to map it out. Okay, 2 weeks before you you create community, start talking about it. Like, I want to create a community on, like, for instance, now I created a poll on my Facebook story. There is also the poll is also in this Telegram channel. If you scroll back, I asked them like, if I create a podcast on growth hacking and marketing, will they join? So like, no one said no. Everyone of them said yes. Then I also created a poll on business plan writing. Which format will they prefer? Will they prefer a video format or a PDF format? Majority were video format, but it's not like a 60 for it's not like 55% of video format, 45% of PDF format, which means if I want to create that particular product, I'll have to create a different format. Then if you want video format, you pick the format. If you want PDF format, you pick PDF format. The same way it comes to creating a community. I think you need to first of all start talking about the community. Like, okay, I want to create a community, and between sales and marketing or affiliate marketing, and that's you. Or love me to then ask this my network. Sorry. So it's
Yeah,
not
it's
that so it's not that your content will not be diversified. Like yeah, you already know that you will create content on different stuffs, but you still need to ask them like, okay, between cryptocurrency, affiliate marketing, and digital skills, which one do you want to talk about? Now, when you begin to ask those questions, you are already prepping them. You are getting them prepared. Talk about that community 7 times in a day. Like I know they will tell you that they tell you that less is more. They tell you that less is more. That is, they tell like 2 content per day is okay. But I've seen people that have grown a successful company. So an Indian person told me that your email marketing, that they'll tell you that two email or 3 email per week is enough. He said no. He said based on the case study and the research they've done, they said if you don't want your customers to forget about you, 7 emails per day is not bad. Someone is telling me that. Now I'm someone like people in my team, they know that I do tell them every day, like every day I do tell them like join. I give them list of email to join, email newsletter, join these companies, join their email list, join this company, join their email list. And these companies, I open my email app more than 10 times a day. The way I open my WhatsApp is the way I open my email. So I've seen this company like they send more than 5 emails in a day. Now, when you I am Chinyere said something in response to Emeka Ozo's question. He said your brand language. Now you need to study your audience and understand the language, which part of your language they understand. Do they like when you are just being like I've seen people come to me like, Paul, I don't like you are too formal. Like every time you are just business, you don't joke. So those kind of people, there's a reason why I'm too formal with them. Because I know if I begin to bring in the joking aspect, they will take me for granted. And I know the people like they respect me when I'm joking, and they know when it comes to business, they know how to balance things. So your audience, if they are the kind that they can balance between humor, entertainment, and strictly business, then you are good to
yeah.
go on that. And also, I think now I want to be very brief. I want to be very brief. Start talking about your community before you create the community. That's one. So when you create the community, talk a lot about it on your platform. Like take for instance, I've created the community for Nnemeka group. You know, I'm doing a conglomerate Nnemeka. And I want I have to change my location. So the thing now is we haven't mapped out a plan on how we want to grow the community, but we are planning on using influencers for the first and second week of opening that community. But at the moment, Tosin, one of my partners, invited people on our list, and I myself, whenever I'm talking about the conglomerate itself, I don't tag the business page of the conglomerate. What I do is I tag the group, the community, because you can like the page and not get notified of content that are coming. So instead of me tagging the page, in fact, we have not even created a page. So we only created the community on ground. The community is available. So whenever I'm talking about the company itself, I tag the community. You get my point. So now, if you want people to start recommending your platform, I think that has to do with understanding understanding human behavior in the market space. You need to start telling them, I want you to share this post. Look at this lady, Tankulami. I, Adama, you know her, right? And
Yeah, I do. I do.
few other people might, yeah, might know her. Go to her comment section. Whenever she makes a post, I don't know what my network is like. So despite that she's already an influencer with a huge following, when go on that comment section, she still tell people like, please share the post. So don't be pompous. Tell them to share this. So I don't know. My network has been hectic this night. So let me just repeat. So she tells people to share her content, and I think it's a good thing. Ask them to share, and I think your brand language also determine how they will react to your post. Create long content, create short content. Look at how they react to it. If your content the one that are medium size, are not too long, not too short. If that's the one they best relate with, share it. And I also think another important thing is if you get 10 members, post it like, thank you, we're now at 10 members, invite more of your friends. You get my point. So don't wait until you have 5,000 before you make that announcement. When you are 10 members, tell them, we are now 10 members, so okay, now we are not 30 members. All those stuff looks insignificant, but whenever you are 30 members, like when I crossed a 100 following on my personal timeline, I posted about it. When I crossed just 100 following, when people are talking about 150 following, 150,000 following, I just crossed just 100 though. People, and we have people that are talking about 200,000. I just crossed only 100, not 100,000, only 100, and I talked about it. So every little um point that you break, every little bridge you climb, I think you also need to talk about it. Okay, we've crossed 200 members now. Invite your friends. Use a friendly tone, not might not really necessarily be joke, just a friendly tone. We've now crossed 200 members, so invite your friends. You get my point? Okay. Another thing is, I think serious teaching, something like, this week, or every Wednesday we will talk about affiliate marketing. On every Tuesday we'll talk about how to how to start into the tech market. You understand that when you have those kind of sales teaching, a call him and stop manager. So when you have sales teaching now, it will also help you to bring in more people to your store because you get them invite. Just be open in telling people to invite. And I think uh Adama,
Yeah.
when you talk about shadow banning, I think you also need to. I think live video also works, and that was my last point. Live videos, it also work.
Yes, it does. It does. Because like one thing about live video is that even after you are done, it still shows people on your notification that you did a live video, and people that maybe they don't even know you are still on their friend list, they can still check you out from that notification, and from there you can on shadow ban yourself. They kind of try to engage again, and Facebook gives them your post back and all of that. So yes, live video works. Also, this or that questions, all those, do you prefer this to that? It's kind of on shadow bans you, because and those drop a dot and I'll tell you something about you. All those kind of questions actually makes people to engage, and the more they engage, your next post, Facebook will push it to them. You sustain the consistency and it keeps moving. So yeah. Are you still with us?
Yes, I'm still here. So I
Okay.
think we are done. No, nobody else with question, right? So thank you very much. We sincerely appreciate, and there will be a recorded version of this particular stuff. So I don't know when it will be available. Probably by next week. I don't know how tight my schedule will be for next week because I already have about 5 recorded versions now that I'm yet to edit and work on them, then put them on YouTube. So once it is available, I will inform you. I will let you know so you can share with your audience. And also for those of you that were not able to start with us from the beginning or something like that, you can just get the version, the replay, and share it with your friends. So it's available for future references and if you want to listen to it anytime, any day. So I think I will also probably work on making it available as well in audiobook format. So it will also be available in an audiogram format on YouTube. And maybe I might also put it on Spotify. Yeah, I'll distribute it, but I never can tell. But the first and important thing I will do is making sure I convert it into MP3 and MP4 format because right now it will save as a .ogg format, which it will be hard for me to convert. So once I'm done converting, other parts can be easier to do. So there will be replay, but probably next week it will be available because I still have replays I'm here to work on. So thank you very much. And if you didn't start with us, rest assured that you will get a replay. So don't forget 8 p.m. tomorrow,
All
brother
right.
Paul will be
Thank you
coming
guys
to
for
you.
joining us tonight. All right. Thank you for having me
Yeah,
today. I appreciate every one of you. So
thank you. Thank you very much.
thank you and
So we
good night.
can end it now.
All right. All right.